And this system right now won't let me put her name up on the screen. So you guys know Teresa already. She's my web designer. She could be yours too. I think this is such an important topic today, Teresa, because this is so confusing for people. Like, what is legal protection for your website? Like, I don't even know.
It is. And that's kind of why. So I'm calling February Legal Love Month here at Web Designs by Teresa, because there are some really simple, easy things that everybody should do to protect you, your business, what you're building, and all of that. And it's simple and easy, but we don't know because, like you said, it's really confusing. And so I have got 4 things for you guys to do today, a checklist and a playlist to help you be energized to do while you're doing this legal stuff, because legal stuff is not fun. I mean,
It's not.
I mean, it's legal stuff. If you're a lawyer, maybe it's fun, but the playlist is to help energize you so you're feeling good about taking care of you and your business.
And shall we tell everyone that before, as we're doing the countdown, I said, okay, let's get this party started. And you said, that's the #1 song on my playlist.
That's the first song. So anyway, you can find all of that in my blog. You guys can check that out later. But I want to dive into these things because really in 30 minutes, you can go and protect your website and take care of you and your business moving forward. So the first one that I want to talk about is the copyright notice. And so a lot of people will put that on their website, copyright, Web Designs by Teresa, 2022, all rights reserved. But there's a couple things that I just learned myself that I didn't know that you'll want to make sure you're doing with your copyright. And the first one is you want to put a range of dates from the oldest piece of content published to the present year.
Wow.
Because you have content. So for example, your blog started in like 2016, 17-ish. And so if we're just putting 2022, you're copywriting the content of 2022. We want to copyright all of that information. And so we're going to put the date in place, 2017 to 2022. So
you can literally put a dash or, okay.
Just
so you don't have to do 2016, 2017, like you can just do the range.
Just do the range. And I have an example of how to list it on your website in that blog as well. So you can just copy and paste what I have shared and update the information to you. But so there's that. Okay. So you want to have the date range on there. So that's the first key. The other thing is the copyright symbol. Now I don't always use that because I don't know what key combination on my or computer
on my keyboard. Yeah, how do I get that little C?
I'm like, well, I have it here. It's copyrighted, so it's protected. And in most countries, there's actually a treaty out there that 180 countries signed, and it is protected in those countries. However, it's not protected in every country. And the copyright symbol also is an internationally recognized symbol that no matter what the language is on the website, you cannot deny the symbol. So they may not be able to read your copyright notice, but they can read that symbol.
Interesting. Okay. And that's the little C with the
circle around it. Yep.
Circle. Okay.
Yep. So you can find the symbol, copy and paste it, put it in place.
And that's what I always do because I don't know what I hit on my keyboard to get it either.
I have no idea. I'm not going to remember that. It's not that important to me.
Yeah, we don't use it that often. So, right. It's not something we remember.
Right.
Okay.
And so doing this is going to protect your blogs if you're blogging. For coaches, blogging is a big thing. Well, for interior designers as well. Any service industry, especially when you're starting off, blogging is a great way to show your expertise and to offer value to people who might just be thinking about hiring you. So it protects your blogs, your portfolios, those photo shoots that you're out there doing of your work, the programs that you're creating for your clients, the things that you're sharing, the freebies. It's protecting all those things. So this is a big one, and it takes seconds, honest minutes, if you to log in and everything, but it's a quick, easy way to protect your website.
Okay. Yep. And in my case, it's get your web designer to put it on your, right? So if you have a web designer, you can also give them this information and ask them to do it, or you can do it yourself if you've built your own and you have access to your website.
Exactly. Okay. So that's number 1. Number 2 is putting in a website disclaimer. Now, this is one of those legal pages, and a lot of people are saying, Do I need it? Do I not? Isn't it the same as a terms and conditions page? Why do I have this? All of that. And so I'm just going to kind of scan over my blog here because I don't memorize this. I'm not a lawyer, but this is the page that covers you from liability for a variety of different reasons. So if somebody is trying to say you're offering legal or tax advice, you quickly disclaim, no, you need to talk to a professional. So for example, for me, I'm talking about legally protecting your website, but I'm not a lawyer. If you have deep
Right.
questions and you're really concerned, you've got to talk to a legal representative. And my disclaimer is going to share that with people. Testimonials that do not guarantee results. Coaches, you have got those wow factor clients that really rock it, that just do amazing things. That's not always the case.
Because they listen to me.
I listened to you. Yes, I did. So, but that's not always the case. And a lot of times we look at that absolute, success story that feels like a Cinderella story, and we want to accomplish that too. And so you've got to
You have to disclaim, you make no guarantees unless, right, you make no guarantees. It's still up to the individual to do the work and to do what you're teaching.
Exactly. It's up to the individual to get in the right mindset and do the work. And we as coaches can't control that. So those are some things that the disclaimer is going to protect you against. And it's a simple page, but it's going to protect you, clearly stating, hey, I'm not going to take responsibility for these things. You have to take responsibility as the person.
Right.
All right. So then the next one, so number 3, is that terms and conditions or a terms of use document. And this is going to go a lot more in depth. It's going to refer to that disclaimer, but it's going to protect the website. And how do I want to say this? It's going to protect what you're selling. It's going to protect what you have. If you're selling services, products, it's going to protect intellectual property rights of the content on your website. Permission for users, giving you permission to use testimonials from people who have shared things with you. Limit your liability for those they come to your website. Let's say while somebody's on their website, they get a virus because there's something on their computer. They may very well try to blame your website for it.
Okay.
Those kind of things. So it's a lot more legalese. It's a lot longer, a lot more in depth, but it's going to help protect you and disclaim any kind of warranties that you have on the products and services that you have for sale.
I just have to tell you, this stuff is so annoying that we have to do this in this world today. But I know we do. I'm just saying, when I hear all this protection, I'm like, because there are people who have nothing better to do in their lives than to mess with you and your website, protect yourself. It takes, as Teresa said, she gave you a half an hour playlist because it should only take a half an hour to do this, but you've got to do it because you don't want to be one of those stories that you hear about, right? That somebody sued you for something you said on your website, or somebody copied something from your website. Now you have no legal rights to go after them, right?
Exactly.
And this is just the first 3 things. You have a 4th thing also, right?
I have one more thing, and this is probably one of the most important things that a lot of people don't do well. And again, it is a shame. I want to tap on what you said. It is a shame we have to do this, but when you're wanting to create a really solid reputation, a solid business, there's energy in that. And doing this isn't because you're afraid of what might happen. It's because you are building this really solid foundation of a business that will succeed.
Better way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, no, it's just all the legal stuff that we do sometimes feels to me like the world is a litigious place and we have to protect ourselves and it takes our time and our effort. But you're giving them basically links to everything they need.
Yeah.
But they still have to read it and take responsibilities themselves, right? For it to apply to their business.
Exactly.
But it'll only take them a half an hour and then you'll be protected the best we know how to protect you at this point.
Exactly. So then that brings us to number 4, and that's the privacy policy. Now, a lot of people have put privacy policies in place, but over the last 3 to 5 years, we'll say, there's been a lot of international laws shifting and changing. The big one was the European nations started, really taking a big stand against people harvesting emails and adding them to their list and doing some kind of obnoxious type business practice.
Spamming.
Yeah, I mean, and Europe is like no more. Canada's fallen suit. Brazil has fallen suit. A lot of countries are getting in line with this. So you want a privacy policy that is really, really clear. And here's the thing. If your website is going to get any kind of information from a person, and it is, and I'll explain that in a moment, you've got to have a privacy policy being clear about what you're doing. So think about, most people think, well, I don't sell on my website, so I don't need that. But do you have a contact form? You're gathering information. Do you have analytics connected to your website? You're gathering information. Do you have the Facebook or Pinterest pixel on your website? You're gathering information. And so websites are going to gather information, period. And this privacy policy is going to help share how you handle that information, what you do with it, and be really clear. And it's laid out. I have some templates that you guys can purchase. They're not through me. They're through a lady that I have worked with that is incredible. She's got great templates. I buy all my legal documents through her that you can go and purchase. And it literally, you go in, she has it in a nice little lovely Google Doc with highlighted things. Change this, change this. She has a class that you can take that walks you through what to do to change all of that information. And again, 30 minutes and you can totally have your website protected.
Love it. I'm going to go read your blog myself because I haven't read it yet, even though I have you to make sure I have all that stuff. It's good knowledge, right? We're always trying to increase our knowledge of how to be better CEOs and better entrepreneurs. And this is really so important. So, all right, just to recap, a copyright notice or the copyright symbol done appropriately, right? Multiple years. Yep. Okay. Website disclaimer, terms and conditions or terms of use, and then privacy policy. These are the 4 things. They're all laid out in your blog. And if people want to get in touch with you for you to be able to help them with this or help them with their website, tell them how to do that.
You can go to webdesignsbyteresa.com and book a consult with me. It's quick and simple and easy. You get 30 minutes of my time to jump on and talk about what's going on. I also created a link too. If you want to purchase those policies, there's a link in the blog. But I want to say something to the people tuning in. Amy Nesham, who does the contracts that I purchase, she often does a $27 offer with this website protection bundle. Now it's a $500 bundle typically, but she's often does a $27 offer. So Google that. I don't get a kickback from the $27 offer, but I don't care. I want you guys to get the $27 offer. If you can get all 3 of those plus the masterclass on how to do it well for $27, like that's what I want you to do. So
nice. Thank you for that.
Look for that piece too.
Yeah. Look for when she's running a special, if there's a link out there somewhere for a special.
Absolutely. Take advantage of the special. And still $500 is an amazing thing because if you went to a lawyer to get them to draft these for you, minimum $2,000 is what you're going to spend, hands down. So you do want, if you can save money, $500 is still a huge savings, but Google that to see if she's got the offer out there right now, because
out there somewhere in the world. Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, do it. All right. Well, thank you, Teresa.
Thank you. Yeah.
So informative. We're doing these once a month now. So tune in a month from now and we'll do another website wisdom. What am I calling this? I keep saying website wisdom. We changed the name a little bit for the new year. Invaluable stuff. If you are struggling with your website, you need it updated. You don't know how to sign into it, which is going to be a nightmare for Teresa. But anything related to updating your website, reach out to Teresa. She's fabulous. She's my web designer, and she could be yours too. So, all right, Teresa, thank you. I'll see you next month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.